Tonight, dozens dead, hundreds injured in the latest terror bombings in Istanbul, this time aimed at British targets. In London, President Bush declares the U.S. and Britain united against terrorism. But outside, anti-Bush protesters fill the streets. Michael Jackson in handcuffs. He surrenders to California police, flatly denying he molested a child. CBS has the inside story. And milestone at ground zero. We'll show you how much has been accomplished already.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York.
Good evening. For the second time in less than a week, suicidal terrorists have struck Istanbul, Turkey. Today, powerful truck bombs devastated the British consulate and a British bank. At least 27 people, including senior British diplomatic personnel, were killed, and at least 450 people were injured. Authorities in the cities straddling Europe and Asia say these bombings appear to be the work of Muslim extremists with links to Al-Qaeda. CBS's David Hawkins has more from Istanbul.
It was a 1-2 punch that hit British interests in Istanbul hard and had all the hallmarks of an Al-Qaeda attack. The first suicide truck bomb blew up outside the Turkish headquarters of the London-based HSBC Bank.
So the worst floors, Hussein, are your floor?
First and second floor seems to be okay.
The people of Istanbul were still reeling from that blast when a few moments later, the second suicide bomber struck. That explosion tore through the gatehouse and wall around the British consulate. Britain's top diplomat at the mission is among the dead.
English, no problem, okay. I can't see.
Rescuers clawed through the rubble, looking for and sometimes finding survivors. Those still able to walk carried colleagues and loved ones in a frantic search for help.
Ambulance!
The British consulate is located in an old quarter of Istanbul, which U.S. authorities considered a high-risk area, and as a result recently moved the nearby U.S. consulate to a safer place. An anonymous caller to a Turkish news agency said the suicide bomb attacks were a joint operation between Al-Qaeda and a militant Turkish Islamic group. Turkish authorities say they're also responsible for last weekend's attacks on 2 Istanbul synagogues, which killed 23 people. Turkey is the most pro-Western Muslim country in the region, so it's no surprise that it's an Al-Qaeda target. But it's the timing of today's attacks on British interests here that's sending a message. David Hawkins, CBS News, Istanbul.
In London today, President Bush said the Istanbul attacks make it clearer the U.S. and British stand on Iraq, popular or not, was the right one. But demonstrators made it clear just how unpopular the U.S.-British stand is, at least with them. CBS's John Roberts is traveling with the president.
The attacks in Istanbul underscored the message President Bush and his closest ally wanted to deliver today, that terrorism is not just America's problem, but the world's.
Great Britain, America, and other free nations are united today in our grief and united in our determination to fight and defeat this evil wherever it is found.
The two leaders insist the bombings are a clear indication that terrorists must be dealt with in the harshest way. And Britain's Prime Minister mocked critics who say they should back away from the fight.
There is only one response that is possible or rational: to meet their will to inflict terror with a greater will to defeat it.
President Bush acknowledges there will be costs along the way. After laying a wreath at the tomb of the unknown warrior today, he and wife Laura met with the families of British soldiers killed in Iraq.
We went, of course, to try to comfort them, but they really ended up comforting us.
But sympathy won't smooth the complaints of protesters who took to the streets of London today in numbers estimated at more than 100,000. They charge that Britain's unquestioning support for American policy has now made them the target of terror. They also point to the detention of 9 British nationals at Guantanamo Bay and punitive tariffs on British steel as proof they are getting little other than trouble out of the alliance. At a huge rally in Trafalgar Square tonight, protesters burned American and British flags and cheered wildly as a statue of President Bush was brought down, mirroring the moment that was supposed to mark the end of the Iraq War. Many people here would like to see the U.S.-British relationship change now, but the two leaders said today the Istanbul bombing has only strengthened their resolve to work together and see the Iraq War through to its end. John Roberts, CBS News, London.
In Iraq today, a U.S. Army general said the anti-guerrilla campaign called Operation Iron Hammer has cut the number of attacks in Baghdad by 70%. But near the capital, another American soldier was killed by a roadside bomb. And in the northern city of Kirkuk, 5 people were killed by a suicide truck bomber at the offices of a Kurdish political party that backs the U.S. CBS's Alan Pizzi reports.
The Iraqis being buried here today were killed because they worked with the U.S. administration, and that made them collaborators in the eyes of America's enemies.
The threats to such people are growing. Copies of leaflets like this, printed in Arabic, are being widely circulated here. They call for death to anyone who helps the Americans.
It is a message that will certainly be ringing in the ears of these Iraqi civil defense troops as they join U.S. soldiers on patrol.
Whenever you're ready, man.
With just a month of training to prepare them for the dangers of the streets, they too have been labeled collaborators by anti-American insurgents, whose hatred cannot be taken lightly. An Iraqi working as a translator for U.S. forces in Mosul and his son were gunned down recently. A member of the Iraqi Governing Council was assassinated. 4 police stations in Baghdad were blown up in one day. A leading Shiite cleric was killed in a massive car bomb. An audio tape allegedly from Saddam Hussein called Iraqis who cooperate with U.S. forces stray dogs who walk alongside the caravan. It won't help American recruiting efforts.
We try to appeal to their sense of nationalism and to be part of the solution as we move Iraq forward.
For some, money is the only inducement.
I don't care because I have to make a living, I have to work, I have to find my way.
Coalition authority officials don't see a problem.
I'm not aware of a growing furor among those Iraqis working with us.
But on the street, the view is a lot darker.
All the translators or interpreters are worried about their families.
And scenes like this will only serve to remind Iraqis that the price of working with America can be higher than the reward. Alan Pizzi, CBS News, Baghdad.
The man who tries to persuade Iraqis it does pay to work with America insists the situation there is better than it sometimes seems, even on days when there are major attacks. I spoke today with U.S. Administrator Paul Bremer about what is happening in Iraq right now.
We have good days and bad days. We've had a couple of attacks against some sites in Iraq today, but the main message here really is that the good news goes forward.
No doubt the good news goes forward, but it isn't good news when a leader such as the Kurdish leader today and some Iraqis were killed in another attack. So when I say put it in perspective and context, this attack today.
We are at the forefront of the global war on terrorism now. And I think we've all seen, particularly in the last 3 or 4 months, a substantial increase in the number of international terrorists coming into Iraq. They are attacking mostly Iraqis. They are killing humanitarian workers, the UN, the Red Cross.
Jeffersonian democracy, as we think of it and know it, does not exist anywhere in the Arab world. So what reason is to believe that we can, under any circumstances, affect this inside Iraq?
It won't be the kind of democracy we've had in the United States. We've, after all, had 2.25 centuries to work on our democracy. So it won't reflect our kind of democracy. But I don't subscribe to the theory that democracy is for some reason reserved to West Europeans and Americans. There's no reason why a country in the Middle East like Iraq, with a great history, great pride, a sense of national well-being, and with great resources, cannot become a democracy.
Mr. Ambassador, by reaching agreement with the Government Council, are we or are we not prepared to leave Iraq without capturing or killing Saddam Hussein?
We would obviously like to capture or kill Saddam, and it is a very high priority for our military. We're not going to be driven by Saddam's being alive or dead or captured in our political process.
It's not a prerequisite.
No, I don't. Why should we allow this fugitive killer to be able to determine the political process here? We're going forward to do what most Iraqis want, which is to get a sovereign government and move towards democracy here. And the voice from the wilderness that is Saddam Hussein isn't going to be able to stop that process.
Mr. Ambassador, thank you. In Miami today, riot police clashed with demonstrators opposing a new international free trade agreement. The protests and violence took place as delegates from throughout the Americas met in Miami to hammer out the trade deal. Opponents say it's a bad deal for the environment and will cost more U.S. workers their jobs. Coming up here on the CBS Evening News, Michael Jackson in handcuffs, arrested and charged. But that's just one of his problems. His financial empire may be crumbling too. We'll give you the inside story, and then later, rebuilding Ground Zero. This brand new commuter rail station is a symbol of hope and renewal, and we'll take you on a tour.
We are at the home of the famous Dilly's sextuplets. How do you make lunch for 6 kids every day? Campbell's tomato soup, versatility in a can. You got some pasta there in the fridge, you got some chicken, and you've given every one of them the opportunity to express themselves.
Wonderful.
Make it Campbell's instead.
Every time you scratch that itchy scalp, you're damaging it, and that's not healthy. Now get Maximum Strength Scalpicin to promote a healthier scalp. It stops the itch, stops the scratching. Not a shampoo, Maximum Strength Scalpicin is a clear, odorless liquid with the itch medicine doctors recommend. Plus, it contains scalp-nourishing aloe. Here's to a healthier scalp with Maximum Strength Scalpicin. Also, an original formula for milder itching.
With Celebrex, I will no longer give in to the joint pain of osteoarthritis.
With Celebrex, I will not stop at 9 when I really want to play 18.
These are just a few of the 23 million people who have discovered Celebrex. Celebrex has proven strength. In fact, doctors prescribe Celebrex more than any other brand. Just one Celebrex provides up to 24 hours of relief from the pain of osteoarthritis. One pill, 24 hours.
With Celebrex, I will not settle for part-time relief.
Celebrex should not be taken if you've had aspirin-sensitive asthma or allergic reactions due to aspirin or other arthritis medicines or certain drugs called sulfonamides. In rare cases, serious stomach problems such as bleeding can occur with a warning. Tell your doctor if you have kidney or liver problems.
If you're struggling with joint pain, maybe you should stop trying to manage it by yourself. Ask your doctor about Celebrex. Take control of your joint pain with the proven strength of Celebrex.
With Celebrex, I will not give in.
Got gas, pressure, bloating? Tums doesn't treat gas, neither does Pepto-Bismol. To treat gas, use Gas-X for fast, powerful relief.
Popcorn?
Gas-X beats the bloat, and acids don't.
From the very beginning, Smart Balance buttery spreads have contained no trans fatty acids and no hydrogenated oil. Trans fat can raise LDL bad cholesterol and lower HDL good cholesterol. Just the opposite of Smart Balance, which has the right balance of fats to help improve cholesterol. Smart Balance buttery spreads taste great without the cholesterol in butter or trans fat that's in margarine. It's that simple. Smart Balance buttery spreads. We have the right balance and the great taste.
Pop star Michael Jackson is free on bail tonight after surrendering to California authorities to face charges alleging multiple counts of child molesting. CBS's Vince Gonzalez has new details on the investigation and on the 45-year-old entertainer's mounting troubles in tonight's Inside Story.
There were no waves to adoring fans as Michael Jackson arrived at the Santa Barbara jail. The pop icon's hands were cuffed behind his back as he was taken inside, fingerprinted, and photographed.
The booking process took approximately 30 to 45 minutes, was completed without incident.
Before his surrender, the man who often wears a mask in public went to great lengths to dodge reporters. When his plane finally came in from Las Vegas, pilots pulled as far as they could into a small hangar. Then Jackson went in a convoy from the airport, past the media and even his fans, to the back entrance of the jail. He's facing multiple molestation charges from a 12-year-old boy who spent a lot of time at the singer's Neverland Ranch. Jackson posted a $3 million bond and returned to the airport.
Michael has given me the authority to say on his behalf these charges are categorically untrue. He looks forward to getting into a courtroom.
This is Jackson's first criminal charge, but he has significant experience in courtrooms. He's been sued dozens of times in California alone over the past 10 years for hundreds of millions of dollars. He settles most cases and has rarely won any outright. That and reported wild spending have plunged him into serious debt. In a recent case, a financial advisor sued Jackson for $12 million, saying he was never paid for arranging loans of $360 million, and the singer went through it all. Court documents show Jackson spends more than $5 million a year to operate the Neverland Ranch, including more than $600,000 just to run amusement rides and $350,000 to rent limousines. Jackson reportedly has more than $200 million in debts, and his legal bill just got a lot bigger. Vince Gonzalez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Next up on the CBS Evening News, cameras as lifeguards? You heard right, and that's just one way cameras help save lives. CBS's Eye on You series continues.
We're here showing folks how a packet of Hidden Valley Ranch changes regular chicken into ranch chicken.
Spices up the chicken, it's not boring.
And changes regular potatoes into ranch potatoes.
It's got more flavor to it. I like it, I really do.
Hidden Valley Ranch, this changes everything.
We've been having our little breakfast club for as long as any of us can remember. Miss this because of constipation? No way.
Take X-Lax at night for gentle, reliable relief in the morning. Excellent mornings, guaranteed by X-Lax.
Don't walk. Walk. Look, it's not a difficult concept, right? Unless your back is screaming, lie down! So before the pain takes over, grab Thermacare, that air-activated heat wrap. Open it up, it gets warm. It stays warm for 8 hours, deeply relaxing tight muscles. So circulation flows in, helping pain flow out. Don't walk. Dance, man. Get down. There you go. Thermacare heat wraps. Wrap yourself in relief.
Yeah. I'm gonna wrap myself in paper, I'm gonna dab myself with glue, stick some stamps on the top of my head, I'm gonna mail myself to you. Oh, I'm gonna tie me in a little red string, I'm gonna tie blue ribbons too, climb up into my mailbox and I'm gonna mail myself to you.
This holiday season, no one will work harder or go farther to keep us all connected.
The Braun Synchro is the first shaver with a 4-way moving head. It captures more hair in fewer strokes, so it shaves closer. Only it moves so fast, you can't see it. And to keep it feeling like new every day, it automatically cleans itself in alcohol. Braun Synchro. We challenge you to find a better dry shaver.
What do you love about Ziploc Easy Zipper?
I just love this zip thing.
It's so easy. Zip it.
I love the sound it makes. Ziploc Easy Zipper bags. My kids think it's really cool how easy it is for them to use it. They have trouble closing, the pinching ones.
I think it makes life a lot easier.
The sound, I feel secure.
You can hear that it's closed.
You know it's locked.
No salt coming out. Keeps it really nice and fresh. That's what I love about the Ziploc Easy Zipper. Zip, zip, and you're done.
Ziploc Easy Zipper, designed with you in mind. S.C. Johnson & Family Company.
Eyewitness to history. It's been 40 years since the Kennedy assassination, yet important new pieces of information are still coming to light. What really happened in the president's limousine that day in Dallas? Nellie Connolly was there. Tomorrow, she talks with Dan Rather in a rare interview on the CBS Evening News.
In the expanding mutual fund scandal, for the first time today, the heads of a mutual fund company were directly charged with improper trading practices. Regulators filed civil actions against the founders of the firm that runs the PBHG Fund Group. Two reports today offer encouraging news about the U.S. economy. The index of leading indicators rose strongly in October, suggesting continued growth for the next few months. And the number of new applications for unemployment benefits fell by 15,000 last week, indicating an improved job market. On the CBS Market Watch, Wall Street reacted more to concerns about terrorism. The Dow lost 71 points, the NASDAQ 17. This week's special Eye on America series has dealt mainly with the downside of the fact that cameras seem to be watching us almost all the time. Tonight, the flip side, the benefits that come from being watched by those whose job it is to protect us. CBS's Sandra Hughes has tonight's chapter of Eye on You.
This is actual video of a 16-year-old boy near death at the bottom of a swimming pool. He was caught on tape by an underwater video life-saving system.
No matter how well-trained a lifeguard is, that we're dealing with human vigilance.
And in a busy pool, even a vigilant lifeguard isn't always enough. In this demonstration, a man lying face down in the water captured on camera within seconds. An alarm sounds and a rescue is underway.
And there were many times where I pulled up in the parking lot and there'd be a couple of school buses where there wouldn't be a lifeguard here.
In the winter, most Los Angeles beaches are unmanned, but now they are not unwatched. Last month, cameras started capturing the coastline 24 hours a day, sending images back to supervisors who can send out a lifeguard. It's an idea that's catching on and catching heat from some privacy experts. But most citizens say they don't mind cameras at the beach because they make them feel safer. In Ontario, California, crime is down 7%, and police give the credit to this wireless camera that helps identify crooks through fingerprints and photos.
What were you in jail for down there?
The prints are sent back to headquarters and compared to a database of known criminals.
If they know if they're wanted in relation to a crime, they'll give us a false name hoping that we won't be able to identify them. So we could be talking to a guy who's wanted for murder out here and not know that he's wanted.
In just seconds, the computer will sort through hundreds of thousands of criminals, in minutes. Using the same cameras, Ontario is poised to start using facial recognition to track crooks.
You can take a videotape from a bank robbery, a surveillance camera at an ATM.
If it all sounds like Big Brother, police say don't worry. If you're not a criminal, they destroy your picture. And they say there is just no stopping the power of technology that helps fight crimes, and in the case of a drowning 16-year-old, saves lives. In Ontario, California, this is Sandra Hughes for Eye on America.
Still to come on the CBS Evening News. 2 years ago, this Ground Zero commuter rail station was a scene of total devastation. Just look at it now. We'll take you there next.
Simple, really. If we could get everybody in the country to drive the all-new Chevy Malibu, we think you'd agree. It's just about perfect.
The new Chevy Malibu, available with OnStar. Visit ChevyMalibu.com for details.
So what did the doctor say?
He said the reason that I'm having trouble getting around is pain from arthritis.
Really?
He said to get moving again, I should take a leave.
But we've always taken Tylenol.
I know, but the doctor said that nothing is better than a leave.
Doctors know Aleve can stop pain all day with fewer pills. And Aleve works right at the site of arthritis.
So how's the Aleve working?
Like a charm. Aleve. Try Aleve Cold and Sinus and get 12 hours of relief of your tough cold symptoms with just one pill.
The experts at Oral-B are on a mission to protect your teeth and gums with the new Oral-B Professional Care 7000. Its 3D action removes more plaque than Sonicare Elite and even reverses gum disease. Oral-B Professional Care. Brush like a dentist.
Gordon!
Sandra!
I brought you something delicious. Campbell's green bean casserole.
Oh, don't tell me made with Campbell's cream of mushroom soup.
Of course.
Had to break it to you, but look what I've got, Sandra.
Well, the more the merrier.
Why have a ho-hum holiday? Make it Campbell's instead.
For millions of adults with high cholesterol, diet and exercise aren't always enough. But adding Lipitor can help lower your total cholesterol 29 to 45%. Lipitor is not for everyone, including people with liver problems and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Simple blood tests are needed to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor about other medications you are taking, or if you experience muscle pain or weakness, as they may be a sign of a serious side effect. So take the next step. Ask your doctor if Lipitor is right for you.
Coming up in just minutes on News Channel 5 at 6, Governor Bredesen and the Department of Children's Services are being sued as part of a class action lawsuit. Details at 6.
We end tonight with rebuilding and remembrance at Ground Zero. A subway station destroyed in the World Trade Center collapse has been rebuilt and will reopen on Sunday. And the first train back in will be the last train that left on 9/11, carrying many to safety. Here now, an underground preview of renewal from the ruins.
But isn't this impressive down here?
New York Governor George Pataki and New Jersey Governor James McGreevey invited us to visit the rebuilt train station underneath Ground Zero. The first construction project there to be finished.
Go ahead, try it.
Or nearly finished.
It's been a night and day operation, and people haven't taken this as their jobs. This is their life.
Once again next week, the thousands of people who work in Lower Manhattan will be able to ride the PATH train.
For many people in the aftermath, it was a real disruption in their daily lives. I mean, you couldn't get to work. This is a victory of normalcy. We're getting back to business.
Seeing this now, all restored and ready to reopen this weekend, it's hard to imagine the destruction that was everywhere down here 2 years ago. We were given a tour back then.
Both the PATH trains and the subways were evacuated when the buildings were on fire. So when they did collapse, no one was injured.
Our guide then was Ken Holden, Commissioner of New York's Department of Design and Construction.
Watch your step here.
This had been a humming underground city.
Boy, this is dark as a crow's wing down here.
But all around us, getting to what had been the PATH station was strewn with rubble, destroyed by the collapse of the colossal towers above.
Well, here's the clock stop. 2 to 4 minutes after 10, when that clock stopped, the World Trade Centers were already in the process of collapsing.
This is the PATH train right here. That was empty.
Of all the things we've seen some incredible things today. Seeing this empty train.
It's pretty eerie.
And it is eerie to return now to this pristine and empty station, a place for reflection of what this reopening means, beyond getting back to business.
And understand, this is a victory against those terrorists who would destroy our way of life.
A victory won not with swords, but with plowshares.
It's turning that anger and that wrath into something meaningful, into something constructive, into building again.
We're never going to forget what happened here.
World Trade Center stop. It remains the World Trade Center stop.
Right behind you is the sign, and it says World Trade Center. And we did that on purpose. The towers are gone, but we're never going to forget that this was and this is the World Trade Center stop.
The signs are on the platform columns, just as it used to be.
This, in my mind, is always going to be the World Trade Center. I think it's a way of remembering the friends that we lost on September 11th, and yet at the same time showing that we're ready for the future and we're confident of the future.
Lest we forget, absent friends remembered. Part of our world tonight. Tomorrow, on the eve of the 40th anniversary of President John F. Kennedy's assassination, I'll anchor this broadcast from Dealey Plaza in Dallas. I'll have an interview with Nellie Connolly, widow of Texas Governor John Connolly and the last survivor of the passengers riding with JFK that day. For the CBS Evening News, Dan Rather reporting. See you tomorrow from Dallas. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, click on CBSNews.com. Brought to you in part by Walmart. Giving, helping, doing. Because we live here too, and we believe good works. This is CBS.
Straight ahead on News Channel 5 at 6, the state of Tennessee is being sued. Find out why the governor could be held in contempt of court.
And a couple is stabbed in their bed. We'll tell you why police think the intruder was after them.
And the king of pop is put in handcuffs.
Michael Jackson surrendered to police this afternoon. The news is now.
From your news and information leader. This is News Channel 5 at 6.
Good evening. The state's foster care program is a disaster. At least that's what a child advocacy group says.
Now that group is suing the state in federal court. News Channel 5's Ben Hall tells us the lawsuit calls for a federal judge to appoint someone to oversee improvements in the program.
No, you're not.
This child is one of the youngest foster care children in the state.
Yeah, I'm going to pick you up and spoil you.
Caseworker Tom Prachek visits regularly and makes sure the foster parent is doing her job.
There you go. You see this plan?
But unlike this situation, Tennessee's foster care program faces a crisis. A children's rights group filed this huge pile of papers in federal court saying Governor Bredesen